Good morning. It's a beautiful day out today. Got some birds chirping in the background. I don't know if you all can hear that. And I'm down here with the sheep. Got doing a little bit of just our normal routine, moving the sheep every 2 days. We've been consistent with that ever since we got the sheep. Every 2 days. Sometimes we move them daily. It depends on how bad the paddock is or how thin it is, and a lot of times depending on the rain. But every 2 days we're moving these. They're doing fantastic, and I'm just going to give you a little update on our sheep. So here's something that I don't do with sheep very often, and this is one of the things I brag about them as opposed to cattle. In the winter, we have given them very little hay. I mean, very little, and they're still doing well. I mean, look at that ewe. She's doing. These two ewes are doing. They're all doing terrific. And Buster there, the ram, he does well. But I just put the hay down, the hay flakes down. I only gave them a few hay flakes. What they'll do is they'll pick through it, and what I've seen is they get out a lot of the clover, that sort of thing, and then they're done with it. They leave a lot of it laying on the ground, which has been one of the reasons why I have not given them a lot of hay over the course of the winter. I give it to them maybe, I don't know, maybe once every 5 or 6 days, but they don't eat a lot of it. They eat a little bit and then they go right back to the grass. They last maybe 2 minutes eating the hay and then they move on. And if you come back down here later in the day, it'll all just be spread out. They won't really have touched it, which is very shocking, as opposed to cattle who rely on the hay primarily in the wintertime. But the sheep over this winter have done terrific. It is beautiful out this morning. We're at like 50 degrees. It's kind of hinting of spring, but we're not there yet. We're supposed to get a little bit of snow tomorrow. But these sheep they've been doing great. These paddocks, let me back up so you can see a little bit more. I just moved them in to this section, and I moved one of the lines. They were over there the last 2 days. They're here today and tomorrow. And then I've got to do some work down here. Couple things about this. The last couple nights have been a little bit concerning for me. We've got quite a bit of coyotes out in this area. This part of Kentucky gets a lot of coyotes, and they seem to travel through our farm every 3 to 4 weeks, somewhere in that ballpark. I don't have it timed exactly, but it seems like about once a month they're in our area. And they've been here the last few nights. Now, we don't have a guardian dog in here yet. We have Great Pyrenees dogs. We thought our female, we thought Daisy was going to be bred already, but I don't think she's bred yet. But we're thinking right now that maybe maybe we'll keep a couple of the pups and just have them as guardian dogs, and they would live with the sheep full time. But for right now, we have not had any attacks yet. I'm not sure what's done this. I noticed this morning. So we've been using this perimeter fence, but as if you followed any of our other videos, this is only temporary. We are not doing this fencing for very long. This stuff is it's great fencing, but it's not meant to do paddocks of this size where we're moving them, where we're moving this entire structure every 12 to 14 days. It's just too much. But I am thankful for it right now because of the coyotes. The only thing I've noticed is this right here. Something got in and ripped that up, or chewed that up, tried to come through. Obviously our sheep were fine, so they didn't get in, but it does make me worry. We are putting, hopefully here soon, hopefully within the next 5 to 6 weeks, somewhere in that ballpark, we're going to be putting up a more permanent fencing semi-permanent, or I kind of call it permanent. My wife calls it semi-permanent. But we're going to be putting up fence post and high tensile strength wire all the way around the perimeter down here. And then we're going to do Greg Judy's method of boxing in this. It's like 5 to 6 acres down here. And then we're going to put a single fence line through the middle, but we won't connect the ends. That way the sheep can go in like a clockwise pattern. There would be, I don't know exactly, I think we're going to get around, we got 18 paddocks from that end all the way to that corner before we had to turn and come back the other way. And that was through the winter time. So I think some of them can be a little bit bigger. 18 paddocks every 2 days. If we do that on both sides, that gives us 36 paddocks, which would put us at 72 days rotation to hit the entire area. I'd like to put that number down just a little bit so I won't make the paddocks as small, but that's all to come. I'm really looking forward to that. It's going to help out a lot. We won't have to deal with this netting all the time. Plus, this netting here, what we've used as our dividers, will be for the hogs, and we'll be running hogs again here probably late April, early May. We'll get hogs again. And got a truck going by. We'll have the hogs here again, so we have to have this netting back for the hogs. I know I can run hogs on hot wire, but I prefer the hot netting. It just makes me a little bit more comfortable with them back there in our woods. But they did great last year. We're looking forward to that. But yeah, sheep are doing terrific. As you can see, one of the ewes, she's already left. They leave the hay like this all the time, and you still can't get the depth of it. There's quite a bit left there. And I'll come back down here later today or tomorrow, and it'll be almost identical to the way it is right now. The sheep just don't take a whole lot of maintenance, which has been the big selling point. We got them, we got our ewes last August. So we got the 4 ewes last August. We got the ram, I think, in November, maybe yeah, it was November. And we weren't really certain on sheep. The reason we weren't certain is we both grew up on cattle farms, and I grew up on a hog farm. And I'd been around sheep some, but I'd never raised them. So sheep were new to us, so we only started with a few. But after having them for several months and going through the winter time, although the winter here was very mild, but going through the winter time here, it was simple. They're our easiest animal. They're our lowest maintenance animal on the farm right now. That's counting chickens, chickens, rabbits, cats, dogs, a few cows, goats, and sheep currently, and then we'll have hogs again soon. But they've been our lowest maintenance animal. Now these are St. Croix Katahdin mix, so they handled the elements just great. They've handled this this flat down here, this whatever they were eating, the weeds, because this has not been seeded in a long time. We're going to put down some red clover seed, but they're doing fine just eating the rough stuff that's here, and they're continuing to grow. They haven't shown any signs of parasites, diseases. They all look really healthy, and they're all calm. One of my favorite parts of the morning is coming over and moving the line so the sheep can move in to the next paddock. It's they've got the pattern down really well. They don't fight it at all. They just go right on over, and they're happy. So we're definitely going to grow. We don't know exactly how many of the lambs we'll keep from this. It depends on how many are male and female, but my thinking off the top right now is that we would keep all the females. Maybe we'll be lucky and all these will twin in their first year. I don't know. I know the first year they're more likely to maybe have single, and then from there twins. But I would love it if they had twins and we had a high percentage of females, and then we just kind of keep growing this flock. We're definitely planning to add to the sheep. This area down here can handle a lot more with the rotation we're doing. So that's the plan, but this area is going to be changing soon. We won't have this fencing. We'll use that up at the top of the hill with the cattle and with the goats and with the chickens, because we'll have the chickens out of the greenhouse probably around late March or April. So this spring's going to be a busy one for us. Got a lot to do, a lot on the list. But anyway, if you like these videos, keep commenting. I love the comments. And check out one of our other videos. I'll post somewhere around here. Check out one of the other ones here. Give us some good support. But I appreciate you watching, and stay tuned for next time. Thank you.